My wife cheated on me for nearly a year. Then one night, she sat across from me carrying another man's baby, and asked me to be understanding. She thought I was about to fall apart. What she didn't know. I had already discovered everything. I already knew about the lies. I already knew about the affair. I already knew the baby wasn't mine. And while she was preparing a confession, I was preparing an ending. Before we get into this one, tell me where you're watching from. And what time it is there right now. I always like seeing how far these stories travel. My name is Ryan Carter, and this is the story of how betrayal almost ruined my life. Until it rebuilt it. 3 years earlier, I thought I had everything figured out. A growing business. A beautiful home. A woman I trusted completely. Her name was Melissa. We met at a friend's engagement party. She was smart, funny, warm, and had this calm confidence that made every room feel quieter when she walked in. We dated for 2 years. Married the next spring. And for a while, life felt solid. Not perfect. But solid. The kind of normal people pray for. Sunday grocery runs. Late night takeout. Arguments over paint colors. Vacations we couldn't really afford but took anyway. Little things. Real things. I believed in us. That was my first mistake. I owned a branding agency with my longtime friend Jason. We started from scratch in a tiny rented office with cheap desks and one client. By year 6, we had real contracts, a full team, and expansion plans. I handled strategy and clients. Jason handled operations. Or so I thought. That year, I began traveling often to Atlanta to open our second branch. Sometimes I'd be gone 4 days. Sometimes a week. Melissa always acted supportive. "You're doing this for our future," she'd tell me. I believed that too. That was mistake number 2. Everything changed on a Monday morning. I came downstairs early. Melissa was still asleep. Her old tablet sat charging on the kitchen counter. She'd recently upgraded and hadn't touched the old one in months. The screen lit up from a notification. I glanced over. Then froze. A message preview. "Can't stop thinking about last night." From Jason. At first, my brain rejected it. There had to be another explanation. Work message. Joke. Wrong device. Anything. I picked it up. No password. The synced messages were open. And within minutes, my marriage was over. There were months of conversations. Photos. Plans. Private jokes. Hotel confirmations. Messages sent while I was in Atlanta. Messages sent while I was on business calls. Messages sent while I was buying anniversary gifts. There it was. My wife. My business partner. Building something together while I was building everything else. I sat at the table for nearly an hour. Didn't move. Didn't yell. Didn't cry. When pain arrives too fast. Sometimes silence gets there first. At 8:12 a.m., I heard footsteps upstairs. Then Melissa came into the kitchen wearing one of my hoodies. Hair tied back. Still half asleep. She smiled at me. "Wow, you're up early." I looked at her face and realized something terrifying. You can know someone for years. And still not know them at all. "Couldn't sleep," I said. She poured coffee. "Want breakfast?" "No thanks." She walked over and kissed my forehead. The same lips that had been lying to me for months. "Don't work too hard today," she said. Then she left for yoga. I sat there alone. And made one decision. No emotional reaction. Not yet. A lot of people think strength means exploding. Throwing things. Demanding answers. Creating chaos. Sometimes strength is the opposite. Sometimes strength is staying still long enough to think clearly. So for the next 2 weeks, I said nothing. I watched. I listened. I planned. Every night after Melissa fell asleep, I went outside and sat in my SUV in the driveway. No music. No lights. Just me and 10 minutes of honesty. 10 minutes to feel the anger. The embarrassment. The heartbreak. Then I'd go back inside. Because pain needed time. But strategy needed discipline. If you've ever had to stay calm while your world was collapsing, hit like on this video. Some people know exactly what that feels like. The first call I made was to a lawyer. Her name was Rebecca Sloan. Sharp voice. No wasted words. I explained everything. She asked one question. Have you confronted her? No. Good, she said. That was the moment I knew I hired the right person. She told me to gather records. Bank statements. Property documents. Shared accounts. Business agreements. Anything connected to marriage or money. Then she asked. You said there's a company involved? Yes. Then I need every document you have. That sentence would change everything. Jason and I had signed a partnership agreement years earlier. Like most people, we barely remembered what was inside it. But Rebecca read every page. And hidden in the legal language was a clause. If one partner used company funds or resources for unethical personal conduct, the other partner could force separation and claim operational control. I stared at her. You're serious? She looked at me calmly. Very. So I went through the books. Expense reports. Travel reimbursements. Corporate card charges. And I found it. Hotel stays. Luxury dinners. Gift purchases. All charged to the business. All during times I was out of town. He wasn't just sleeping with my wife. He was billing me for it. I printed every charge. Every date. Every record. Organized it all into one clean folder. Nothing emotional. Just facts. Facts hit harder than rage ever will. Then came the night Melissa confessed. It was a Thursday. Rain outside. TV on low volume. She stood in the living room trembling. Ryan, we need to talk. I muted the TV. Okay. She was crying before she sat down. Always interesting when people cry over damage they created. I made mistakes, she said. Plural. At least that part was honest. Then she told me she'd been seeing Jason. Then she told me she was pregnant. And the baby was his. There it was. The sentence that should have destroyed me. Instead, it clarified everything. How long have you known? I asked. She looked confused. The pregnancy. She whispered, about a month. A month. 30 days of pretending. 30 days of breakfast together. 30 days of fake concern. 30 days of lies with prenatal vitamins. I nodded slowly. I need time to think. She burst into tears harder. She mistook calmness for weakness. Most people do. What she didn't know. The real decisions had already been made. And 3 days later, her family came to my house to convince me to stay. 3 days after my wife admitted she was pregnant with another man's child. My front door opened like I was hosting a meeting I never agreed to. Her mother walked in first. Then her older brother Marcus. Then her Aunt Denise, who somehow treated every family problem like front row entertainment. They all sat down in my living room with serious faces. Like they were there to guide me through a crisis. What they didn't understand was simple. The crisis had already ended. They were just late to it. Before we go further, drop a comment and tell me what time it is where you're watching from right now. I always read those later. Melissa sat quietly in the corner, red eyes, folded hands, acting fragile. Funny how people become delicate only after they've been destructive. Her mother cleared her throat first. "Ryan, we know this is painful." I nodded. "But the baby is innocent." "I agree," I said. That caught her off guard. She expected anger. People are uncomfortable when calm men don't perform pain for them. She continued. "Melissa needs support right now. Marriage means working through hard seasons." Hard seasons. Interesting phrase. Like betrayal was weather. Like dishonesty just blew in naturally. I kept my tone polite. "I appreciate your concern." Then Marcus leaned forward. Broad shoulders. Loud confidence. The type of guy who mistakes intensity for intelligence. "I'm just gonna be real with you," he said. "Please do. You stay and work through this, that makes you a man." He pointed at me. "But if you leave because things got messy, then you're weak." The room went silent. He thought he said something profound. He had no idea he was speaking to a man who had already signed the ending. I looked at him for a moment. Then nodded. "You know what, Marcus?" He leaned back proud of himself. "You're right." His mother relaxed. Melissa looked hopeful. "I need to think very carefully about the kind of man I want to be." They all mistook that sentence for surrender. It was actually goodbye. What none of them knew. My attorney had already filed preliminary documents. My personal accounts were already protected. The house options were already discussed. And upstairs in my office was a folder full of records showing Jason had used company money during the affair. Every major decision was finished. They thought I was lost. I was organized. Huge difference. The next Monday morning, Jason received 2 letters. One delivered to the office. One delivered to his house. Inside. Immediate notice of partnership separation. Audit review. Asset control process. Legal contact only. No warning call. No emotional confrontation. No dramatic parking lot fight. Just paperwork. Precise consequences. He called me 6 times before noon. I ignored every one. Then he texted. "Ryan, don't blow up everything we built over a personal issue." I almost laughed. "A personal issue? You slept with my wife and charged hotel rooms to the company card. That's not personal. That's expensive." I never replied. Some people expect closure when what they really earned was silence. Because of the agreement we signed years earlier, I kept the real value. Client relationships. Creative assets. Key contracts. Our best staff. Operational systems. Jason kept the company name. A logo. And panic. Within weeks, I launched a new agency under my own name. No partner. No split trust. No hidden knives at the table. Just me, and people who actually respected me. 3 major clients moved immediately. Others followed. Funny how loyalty often belongs to the person who did the work, not the name on the wall. Now back to the family. I didn't scream at them. Didn't expose anyone in a group chat. Didn't post anything online. I simply met them one by one. Truth works better privately. I invited her mother for coffee first. She arrived nervous. I handed her a folder. Inside were dates. Charges. Trips. Messages. Receipts. She read in silence. Then I pointed to one page. This weekend here. Melissa told you she was visiting a friend. Her eyes moved slowly. She was at a hotel with Jason. Another page. This charge here, jewelry store. She frowned. She borrowed money from me that week, she whispered. I nodded. It bought a watch. She closed the folder and stared at the table. I wasn't trying to hurt her. So I said the truth gently. You asked me to understand the situation. I thought you deserved to know the full situation first. She cried quietly. That's the thing about truth. It doesn't need volume. Marcus was different. He came in defensive. Sat down like he still wanted round two. I placed the folder in front of him. He read a few pages. The confidence left his face almost immediately. I leaned forward. You told me leaving would make me weak. I tapped the folder. Tell me something, Marcus. I held eye contact. Who abandoned the family first? No answer. None. He just stared at the pages. Sometimes silence sounds very different depending on who earns it. I stood up. I didn't need an apology. I needed accuracy. Then I left. If that line hit home, hit like on the video. Some lessons only make sense after life teaches them. As for Melissa. Once her version of the story stopped working, reality got louder. Calls became arguments. Support became questions. Sympathy became accountability. And I was nowhere near any of it. That part mattered most. Distance protects healing. The divorce finalized cleanly months later. No circus. No revenge scene. No dramatic courtroom moment. Just signatures. Then freedom. I moved into a downtown apartment with giant windows and too much sunlight. Started cooking more. Started sleeping deeper. Started laughing again. Peace returned slowly. Then all at once. I heard Melissa and Jason stayed together for a while. That usually happens when two people confuse secrecy with chemistry. But once the lies are gone, they're left staring at each other in plain daylight. And daylight is honest. They had a baby boy. And let me be clear. That child was innocent. Children never create the mess adults hand them. I truly wished him well. Months later, her mother called me. Her voice sounded older. I owe you an apology. You don't owe me anything. Yes, she said. I judged you before I knew the truth. I thanked her. No bitterness left by then. That's the reward of healing. You stop needing anyone to admit what happened. Here's the lesson. When someone betrays you, they often expect one of two things. That you'll explode. Or that you'll beg. Do neither. Get quiet. Get clear. Get organized. Pain can be real without becoming public theater. And moving on doesn't mean pretending nothing happened. It means refusing to let what happened define the rest of your life. Melissa got the future she chose. Jason got consequences with receipts attached. Marcus learned opinions are dangerous when facts are missing. Her mother learned compassion should wait for the full story. And me? I got peace. A stronger business. A better life. And a version of myself betrayal never managed to break. If you made it this far, comment the word strong below so I know you stayed till the end. And subscribe if you enjoy stories with lessons. I'll see you in the next one.